Khabib Nurmagomedov versus George St. Pierre. Khabib Nurmagomedov is the current UFC lightweight champion of the world. On his first reign, George St. Pierre was a three-time UFC welterweight champion. He had an interim title, and George retired in 2013 with the second longest combined streak as a champion. 2,204 days George St. Pierre reigned, and George had greatness written all over his career. He returned in 2017 at UFC 217, and he defeated Michael Bisping, a title that he vacated. George St. Pierre won titles at welterweight and at middleweight. He had an incredible training regimen. George St. Pierre exhibited incredible strength. He used gymnastics, karate, Muay Thai. He had an incredible jab, Superman punch. George St. Pierre utilized amazing kicks and knees. George avenged any loss he ever had, and he dominated his opponents. He had an incredible takedown. Khabib Nurmagomedov is on a purely perfect warpath. We're watching a symphony of ultimate violence and destruction. Khabib picks his opponents up and he slams them. It's not a takedown. He annihilates them on the ground, picking them up, dropping them down like a limp corpse. He absolutely bashes and viciously annihilates them on the floor. He's completely perfect in his career, dominating every single round of his career. He won every single round in his career, 57 rounds. Perfection. The one true thing that Khabib Nurmagomedov exhibits that George St. Pierre didn't is perfection. And there's a time when that's going to change, when Khabib loses a round. George St. Pierre battled through that. He battled through adversity. Khabib fought at 170 pounds earlier on in his career. He's a two-time combat Sambo world champion with incredible judo, amazing wrestling. Khabib is currently dominating the most elite UFC fighters in the world, including former champions. And if Khabib can beat Tony Ferguson and get his 30th fight, the world is always going to wonder if these two were to fight. Khabib would be undersized versus George St. Pierre. George would be an inch taller. He would have a 6-inch reach advantage. He would be 7 years older. And right now, George St. Pierre is only 38 years old. And it took a long time for George to decide when he was coming back, and he did. George might still be watching and wondering when he might make his final fight. If he's ever going to do it, I don't know, but Khabib Nurmagomedov is so perfect that George might want to take that from him. Khabib would be a favorite in this fight versus the amazing George St. Pierre. And the longer that Khabib continues to win, the greater the world is going to know that he is, and the bigger favorite he would be versus George. Khabib is pure dominance, a destroyer on a different level. George St. Pierre was also pure dominance. He was an amazing mixed martial artist that combined true understanding and wisdom, and he put it together like a Picasso, like a Van Gogh. It was magnificent. Who would win, Khabib or George?